What is up, everybody? It's your boy DJ KJ coming at you with another episode of At the Coffee Desk with KJ. I know I ain't been on here for a minute. It's been, I'd say 9-10 days or so. But I had some interesting things going on and just was a little busy with life in general. Let's talk about this Tucker Carlson interview with Vladimir Putin. That's what we're here for today, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting. I actually watched the entire 2 hour, just north of 2 hours long interview with Tucker Carlson and Vladimir Putin. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. That's for sure. So basically, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to the Telegraph and Tucker Carlson Network. Carlson Network, obviously, the news outlet that provided us with this interview, and the Telegraph here for breaking this interview down in a shorter video. Let's go ahead and kick it off and get into these top 5 key moments of this interview. Let's get it.
There are reports that Elon Musk has already had a chip implanted in the human brain in the USA.
What do you think of that?
Well, I think there's no stopping Elon Musk. He will do as he sees fit. Nevertheless, you need to find some common ground with him, search for ways to persuade him. I think he's a smart person, I truly believe he is. So you need to reach an agreement with him because this process needs to be formalized and subjected to certain rules.
One of our senior United States senators from the state of New York, Chuck Schumer, said yesterday, I believe, that we have to continue to fund the Ukrainian effort or U.S. soldiers, citizens could wind up fighting there.
Just stop this just for a second. Let me just say this. We have no business over there. We never had any business over there in Ukraine. Hence why we are in the situation that we are as, a world power, as a country. And I'm telling you, we have overstepped ourselves exponentially here. So I just wanted to go ahead and put that in there.
How do you assess that?
Well, if somebody has the desire to send regular troops, that would certainly bring humanity to the brink of very serious global conflict. This is obvious. Do the United States need this? What for? Thousands of miles away from your national territory. Don't you have anything better to do?
He said it, man. I mean, literally, don't we have anything better to do than to be over here in other countries' affairs, overstepping our bounds and going broke trying to support these people? I get it, from a humanitarian standpoint and all, but look, dude, we're not even taking care of our own. How are we over here dumping hundreds of millions, billions of dollars to Ukraine and something that we have no business even being involved in? So
you have issues on the border, issues with migration, issues with the national debt.
Exactly.
More than $33 trillion. You have nothing better to do, so you should fight in Ukraine?
Exactly.
Wouldn't it be better to negotiate with Russia? Make an agreement, already understanding the situation that is developing today, realizing that Russia will fight for its interests to the end?
So I just want to make sure I'm not misunderstanding what you're saying. I don't think that I am. I think you're saying you want a negotiated settlement to what's happening in Ukraine.
Right. And we made it. We prepared a huge document in Istanbul that was initialed by the head of the Ukrainian delegation.
These are all facts, man. And here's another thing I want to add in. I'm not going to spoil it for you if you haven't watched it, but Putin lays down facts, about certain times in our world's history as well as our country's history of, just completely pushing Russia out of it. Need I remind everybody that all these Baltic states, everything in that region that is no longer Russia, again, like, yes, I said no longer Russia because it was initially the USSR. It was all the Soviet Union, all of that, all those countries, Crimea, Ukraine, um, all of them, man. So
He affixed his signature to some of the provisions, not to all of it. He put his signature and then he himself said, "We were ready to sign it and the war would have been over long ago, 18 months ago. However, Prime Minister Johnson came, talked us out of it, and we missed that chance."
Who blew up Nord Stream?
ooh.
You for sure.
I was busy that day. Nate, do you have? I did not blow up Nord Stream. Thank you, though.
You personally may have an alibi, but the CIA has no such alibi.
Do you have evidence that NATO or the CIA did it?
You know, I won't get into details, but people always say in such cases, look for someone who is interested. But in this case, we should not only look for someone who is interested, but also for someone who has capabilities.
I just got to ask you one
That
last
part.
question, and that's about someone who's very famous in the United States, probably not here, Evan Gershkovich, who's the Wall Street Journal reporter.
Мы столько сделали жестов доброй воли, что, мне кажется, мы исчерпали все лимиты.
We have done so many gestures of goodwill out of decency that I think we have run out of them.
Keep that in mind. Brittany Griner, okay? Worthless idiot. You know, we went and spent all our favors for someone like that. And now we got this guy over here still stuck. You know, because I get it, man. They're tired of they're tired of the BS. They're tired of the volleying back and forth between, you know, our current administration, any administration at that point. I will say this: he did give major props to Bush Jr. and Donald Trump. He had a couple of good things to say about Obama, but you know, he's worked. He's been through 4 different presidents now. Okay, he's been the president of Russia for 24 years. Longevity, man.
Разу не ответил. Но
We have never seen anyone reciprocate to us in a similar manner.
что мы
However, in theory, we can say that we do not rule out that we can do that
не исключаем того, что мы можем это
if our
сделать
partners
при
take reciprocal steps.
встречном движении со стороны наших человека, о котором вы сказали, господин.
I do not rule out that the person you refer to, Mr. Gershkovich, may return to his motherland. By the end of the day, it does not make any sense to keep him in prison in Russia. We want the US Special Services to think about how they can contribute to achieving the goals our special services are pursuing. We are ready to talk. Moreover, the talks are underway. And there have been many successful examples of these talks crowned with success. Probably this is going to be crowned with success as well. But we have to come to an agreement.
And that's essentially it, guys. Like, literally, that's just a 5-minute little recap of a wonderful interview conducted by Tucker Carlson. And I'm going to tell you right now that the liberals and leftist media are losing their minds over this stuff. So, yeah, if you haven't watched the interview, I know it's 2 hours and it's just these guys talking about a lot of stuff, but it's very important stuff that they're talking about. So if you haven't seen the interview, go check it out on Tucker Carlson Network. It'll definitely enlighten you. Yeah. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down and we'll be done with this video now. So, yeah, thanks for joining me on this episode. Brief little discussion. Just wanted to run this back and let it be out there. You know, people need to go watch this interview and get informed on what's really going on. And don't get me wrong, I'm not up here, you know, praising Putin or anything like that. I just think, a lot of us regular citizens of this country are super misinformed because of propaganda that the mainstream media puts out there for us. Get on your device, your phone, your tablet, your computer, and do your research, man. Find out what's really going on. Don't just take things for face value just because, mainstream media said so. But yeah, that'll be it. Thanks for joining me on this one. And I'll catch you next time.